Newcastle 1, Nottingham Forest 3. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Boxing Day. I hope mnajibamba, mimi nimeshiba. Na kama Newcastle, tumefunga mabao, pia mimi nimeshiba tu sana. Yeah, so Chris Wood has just decided to reinvent himself. Amekuwa Drogba, going back to his former team, scoring 3 goals in fine fashion. I really like his last 2 goals. The last one, the pass from Elanga was sublime. Elanga now has 4 assists and 4 goals this season in 20 games. Like, just someone who's just playing out of his skin. Nuno, first win as well as Wolves coach. This was his second game. The game plan was, I think it was good. Like, after going 1-0 down after the Isak penalty, walikuwa tu, I didn't think that they'd actually come back. But one of the things they did, they were just solid and they stuck to their game plan. Like, just get the team on the counter and just find ways to score goals, yeah? And it also helps that Chris Wood is clinical. Like, ever since Awoni got injured, I think Chris Wood has just been, I think every game he's either scored or assisted. Like, he's just balling, he's playing well. Some standard players, like someone like Niakite for me was really good. Like that like goal line clearance or like the block, which we thought was a handball, then went to VAR, like just amazing. Montiel as well, really hard worker in midfield. Kalamatsu Modoi coming in from the left side. I think he worked even more defensively than going forward. Elanga was also really good, despite a few weird touches. Like Umse anapata ball on the right side, he wants to shoot with his left foot and he's running at pace. Like, just use your right foot. Like, you never know what will happen. If you look at Chris Wood's finishes, the guy is right-footed, but he was faking Dubravka with the right and finishing with his left. You know, like being clinical. That's what a striker is supposed to do. So, yeah, Elanga played well. Obviously, Chris Wood played well. Looking at Newcastle, that right side of Newcastle, where Trippier is, like they were getting exposed. That's where all the goals are coming from. Even Livramento came on eventually. He was playing on the right side. He's the one who kept Chris Wood onside for that last goal. Chris Wood actually, I'm surprised. Like his runs behind the back line were actually quite sublime. This is something I didn't see in his skill set. I just knew as a striker who just headers the ball. So, yeah, I think all in all, like that was an impressive victory for Nottingham Forest. They moved to 16th place on 17 points. They're now 5 points clear of the relegation zone. And Newcastle would have gone ahead of Man United. Ahead of West Ham, already ahead of Man United. But now Man United can go ahead of them with a win against Aston Villa later tonight. And I think it's time we actually start talking about Eddie Howe. I know injuries have been a thing. Like, it's actually been an issue. But just the way he bangas his team at times, I feel like he's just average. Like, he's not great at it. He's not bad at it. He's just there in the middle. It's a bit unfair. Everyone has been injured. So they're going to get players back and we see what they can do. But the person who I think, Eddie Howe is one person who we really need to start thinking about. Like, despite all the injuries, like how do you cope, you know? Like, because now you have to compare them with Tottenham. Tottenham, they have injuries as well. Of course, they didn't play Champions League football, but they're finding ways to cope, you know, and they're finding ways to win and actually sticking to a game plan. With all that talent, you have to find ways to win, you know? Nottingham Forest, losing 3-1 Nottingham Forest at home is not a good look. But anyway, yeah. I think it was a solid outing for Forest. Whereas Isak got on the score sheet again. Wilson came off the bench, really didn't do much. That front line of Gordon and Almiron, they had moments, but not like really great. Bruno G as well in midfield, just there, like nothing special about them. The thing that shocked me was Livramento was benched almost immediately. Dan Ban came back he's back from injury, and they put him straight in the starting 11. Like, give the man a chance. Livramento is playing well. Like, why not play with him, you know? So, yeah, again, Eddie Howe, someone you need to think about and actually start scrutinizing a bit more. But, yeah, Nottingham Forest beat Newcastle at Tyneside. Great victory.